Hello everybody, this is Amber here, and I'm coming at you with the haul for the month of June. I'm so sorry that this video is so late. I have been gone so much and have been increasingly getting busier and just have not had the time to necessarily make any videos. But I got a lot of manga for this month, so there will be 2 separate videos, and then I've already got a lot of manga for the month of July, so expect some more. If you stay to the end of the video, you'll be able to see that I also got some figures. I'm just going to do a brief little overview of them, and then possibly in the future I may do a more detailed one, not certain. But if you guys don't know, I also have a Twitter, and I am so much more active on Twitter than I am on YouTube and publishing videos. And so I'm more than happy to talk to people. I usually share things about anime I'm watching. I do watch quite a few animes in terms of like what's out seasonal. So I'm always up for discussion on that. But without further ado, let's get into this haul. So I'm going to start off with my Viz Media titles. I actually picked up quite a few titles that are totally new for me, and so I'm going to start with one of them first. I got volume number 1 of Kami Can't Communicate. I knew really nothing about this except for the fact that I've seen the picture of the girl somewhere. I'm not necessarily the individual who's too big into this style of manga. I think it's like called 4-kama. I'm not certain. I'm not typically a big fan of it, but, you know, I see this girl everywhere, and she's supposedly best girl. I don't know if that's true, so I just wanted to pick it up and see what it's about. You know, I'll probably get volume 2 and volume 3 whenever they release, and then kind of decide from there. It was cute, it was short, it was funny, and the good thing is, it is a Viz title, so I'm not too worried about spending a lot. If it was probably like a Yum Press title, I don't think I'd be getting it. But there's that. So, continuing with one of the other new series that I picked up, I got volume number 1 of Daytime Shooting Star. This is another series that I literally knew nothing about except for the fact that I saw it on the shelf and realized that I had never seen this series before and picked it up. I do know somebody who's pretty much read the whole entire series and they say it's really good. It is a shoujo. I don't really know too much of the background stuff on it, so like I said, I entered this one blindly too, except for the fact that I have really been looking for good shoujos lately. So this definitely has come at a good time for me to start reading it. It's got good artwork. I do believe that the people I already want together are not going to get together, which is a shame, but I'll still read it. It's got good artwork. It's got somewhat of a cute story. So I'll still stick around unless I get a couple more volumes in and it turns into a dumpster fire, then I'll drop it, but I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. So now we have the Viz titles that are continuing on some of the series I have. I have volume number 10 of the Promised Neverland. Don't think Promised Neverland needs much of an introduction. I'm really happy I actually ended up picking the manga for this one. I had like the first 6 volumes for a long time and just refused to read it, but now that I've read it, I'm really enjoying it. You know, the artwork is one of those things. Is it the best artwork in the world? No. But I think what the artwork may lack, the story kind of makes up for it. So, my favorite character still and will forever be Ray. I absolutely love Ray. I loved him in the manga. I loved him in the anime, which I'm really excited to see the new anime coming out, I think next year. That was one of those animes that I actually forced multiple people to watch with me, not just myself. And some of those people were people who had no idea about anything with anime, and so they actually liked it a lot. So Promised Neverland was good. Manga's way better than I think the anime. artwork's not terrible, but it's not the prettiest artwork you'll see ever, but the story definitely makes up for what the artwork may lack. So the next volume I have is going to be volume number 10 of the Water Dragon's Bride. Now, supposedly the Water Dragon's Bride ends next volume. I don't see how that's possible. I'm really afraid now that reading this volume and knowing that it's ending next volume, it's going to be really rushed, which I'm not looking forward to because it's a pretty cute story. It's not something that's going to make you sit down and think like long and hard about things or anything. It's just an enjoyable, light, cute read. But I'm afraid that if it's ending next volume, it's definitely going to be rushed, which is going to definitely ruin how I've liked the story. I felt like the last couple volumes have been a little bit more rushed. So I'm really afraid. But I've actually, like I said, I've really enjoyed this story. It's not something you're going to sit down and be like, oh, I have to think long and hard about this. No, it's literally just, I think it's something that's just supposed to make you feel better. Nice to see that at least the ship I've always wanted does work out in this, which is the Water Dragon and the Priest. But is it a shoujo that you need to have? No. Is it a shoujo that is light and cute and fluffy and kind of makes you feel good when you might feel like crap? Yeah. I would recommend this because when I felt terrible, I'll pick up a volume of this and then usually I'll feel decently better afterwards because it kind of puts a smile on my face. Moving on to the next one, I have volume number 9 of Takane and Hana. If you've been following this channel for a while, you will know that Takane and Hana is probably one of my favorite series. I can't say if it's my top one because there's about like 6 series that are always going back and forth, but in terms of shoujo, Takane and Hana is definitely the top shoujo manga for me. It is just everything I like, everything I want and need, and I think a lot of people are thrown off in the terms that there is a age gap between the main love interest, but I really enjoy it. It's got a lot of humor, so it's not so much drama. It's a ton of humor. Then it does have your shoujo drama, but so I knew this was going to happen at one point. This volume really focuses on the kind of new, or not new, he's been around for a while, but the other love interest. But Takane and Hana is one of those things. It's got good artwork. It's got the humor. I mean, I don't have anything really bad to say about this series because I just really, really enjoyed it. Takane and Hana is definitely one of my top recommendations in terms of shoujo. It's got the humor, it's got the cute moments you want, anything you'd want, to me at least. And it makes it a really enjoyable read. Whenever I see this volume going on sale, typically I'll try and run to Barnes & Noble because they'll always have it out. This one I actually got a week earlier than the release date at Barnes & Noble, which I was a little bit confused, but I didn't complain because I was so happy. But definitely a recommendation of mine. Check it out if you haven't already and just see what it's about. But do know that if you aren't too big of a lover of like age gaps, then this might not be the best thing for you. But it's definitely not one of these mangas that's really focusing on a physical relationship. I think they barely even kissed. I think maybe the first volume. But besides that, I mean, there's not so much physical stuff. So if that makes you feel a little bit better about the age gap. So, moving on to the last series I got for this portion of the haul. The reason why I haven't put too many other books in this one is because this series is quite a big one. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I've been talking about trying to get Spice and Wolf fully collected, which I really tried and then failed epically, but it's alright. I still have some time. It just didn't work out as I planned it. So, I'm just going to show the first volume quick because I'm still ticked off about to myself. So I got volume number 5 of Spice and Wolf, and for some reason I saw it and was like, yeah, I don't have this volume. I was dead set on the fact that I had never gotten this volume before until I started reading it and realized, heck, I've already read this before. So I already have a volume 5. I took the plastic wrap off because I was like, I don't have this volume. And I do. So it's just kind of sitting on my shelf. I may try and sell it. There's no reason for me to really keep it. I already have one volume. You know, by this point in my collection, I already have like 500 volumes of manga. My shelf space is drastically decreasing, so I don't really want to keep extra manga that I don't need or I already have. So that's what's happening with that volume. But then I was able to pick up volumes number 6, 7, 8, and then I have 13, 14, 15, which if you have never seen me on social or like things like Discord or Twitter, typically my profile picture will always be the holo on the volume 15. I absolutely love that picture of her. And then the last volume I have is volume number 16. Now you probably noticed I skipped a hefty portion of volumes. So Barnes & Noble was doing this sale that if you bought 3 volumes of Young Press manga, you would get the 4th one for free. But if you did that deal, you also got posters. And so the posters were for Bungo Stray Dogs and then fruit baskets. So originally, I was only planning on... Actually, I was not even planning on getting any Young Press until I saw the fact that I could get posters. And then I freaked out because I really wanted the Bungo poster. So then I ended up getting the Spice and Wolf, which in stock, they only had the last 4 volumes of the series. I already had up to like 8 or 9. So what I figured was I was going to get the ones they had in stock, which would be exactly 4. So I could get the Bungo poster, and then I would get the remaining ones online with the Barnes & Noble sale that they were doing. The reason why I hadn't got any of them online on Barnes & Noble was because I was worried that if I did get them online, I would miss out on the opportunity to get the poster, which was really one of the main reasons I was wanting to do the Young Press sale, was because I really wanted the Bungo poster. So I ended up seeing the 4. I was like, I know I have to get them at some point. Might as well get them now. I got the Bungo poster, and then I had all the Spice and Wolf stuff on my cart, and just for some reason never bought them. So by the time I realized that I needed to buy them, the sale was already over. The 3-for-1 was already done. And so I kept thinking to myself, was like, okay, well, I've got the money. I'm just going to go ahead and get them. Well, I waited, and now by the time I'm filming this, it is in July. So now there's a Viz Media sale for 2, and then you get the 3rd one free. So I've kind of just realized that now I'm just going to spend my money on Viz Media because the volumes are cheaper and I can get more quantity. But at some point I will pick up the rest of Spice and Wolf. I just can't say when. But like I said, if you ever follow me on a majority of social media, my profile picture is always typically this holo. I absolutely love her. Holo is one of my favorite characters. I've already made it a goal of mine that I will have all of the holo figures at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later. But I'm just trying to see what I can get now. My figure collection is steadily growing. I already have a holo figure that I will briefly show at the end of the video. But so that's my current situation with Spice and Wolf, and now I just have to figure everything out with it. So this is what I got for the first portion of the month of June. Like I said, expect to see the part 2 version of this video fairly soon. Part 2 is going to be a lot bigger. I got a lot more single volumes. So I think in the month of June, I want to say I got 25 to 30 volumes of manga. I splurged a lot because I feel like for the majority of the other months, I've kind of been keeping myself like not buying as much, but I definitely wanted to focus on trying to finish series, and then some months end up having a lot more of the newer releases releasing, so that also affects how much I pick up, because I will always pick up a new release typically on the day it is released, because I don't like to wait and then fall behind, especially on series that I know I like and enjoy. The last thing I want to do is fall behind and then be stuck in a position where I'm having to cash out a large sum of money at one point in time. I'd rather keep it spread out. So those are the volumes I got. Like I said, if you guys want to check me out on Twitter, that'd be great. It's the same username as my YouTube channel, and I will put my Twitter link in the description below. Feel free to talk to me on Twitter. I'm definitely not the type of person who doesn't enjoy talking to people. I am on a lot of Discord groups, so if I ever one day got enough people wanting to create a Discord channel for this, of course I would do it. I talk so much about anime and tons of memes. If you don't know, some people call me a meme dealer. I have tons of memes. It is so funny, but I hope you guys enjoy the video, and stay tuned a little bit and I'll give you a brief little glimpse of my figures that I've picked up lately, and then maybe a little bit of my posters. I hope you guys have a good rest of the day. So, a very brief kind of show of what figures I have right now. I've only been collecting figures for about 2 months, I'd say. I have quite a few on order, and I'm always looking to buy more. My attention has definitely gone a little bit more to figure collecting than manga, but I have Levi, of course. I am planning on getting quite a few more Levis. Levi is one of my favorite male characters. Hollow in her wedding version. I plan to one day have all of the Hollows. I really enjoy all of her designs for figures. I have Inori from Guilty Crown, which, let me tell you, I bought this figure on quite a good steal. Typically, I've been seeing her go for around 400, 450. I was able to pick her up for 175. When I saw that listing, I was like, there's no way I'm not buying this figure. Then I got Undertaker. He is from, the glare on some of these volumes. Undertaker is from Black Butler. I'm not the hugest Black Butler fan, but I'm a huge Undertaker fan. So I got him for pretty cheap, so I couldn't pass him up. Her up from one of the shelves that she's currently in, but I also have her from Inubaki SS. She's probably one of the cheaper figures I have, but overall, I'm pretty happy with how I've been able to slowly obtain figures. I have a lot of them on pre-order, so that's why I think a lot of them aren't here right now, but I think out of them all, my top expensive ones are either Inori or Hollow. I can't remember off the top of my mind how much I spent for Hollow, but I want to say I spent pretty close to Inori, and I was lucky to be able to get Hollow and Undertaker from the same person, which definitely helped save some money, but it took me for a surprise by how much bigger Hollow and Undertaker is, and I really want to say Inori was the most expensive figure I got, and she's more expensive than my larger scales, so just how it all works out, I guess. And if you were wondering how I had maybe talked before about prints, I actually went to my first ever anime convention. It's hard to believe I've only been into anime for about a year now and collecting manga, but I was able to get some really good prints when I went to MomoCon, and definitely got me hooked on getting prints. I have a lot more prints I actually need to put up. I have my Fruit Baskets prints that I got from Barnes & Noble. I have another door that's filled with prints. But my other current addiction is acrylic charms and prints. So I'm always looking for shops to buy from because I literally will splurge. I have no restraint when it comes to prints and acrylic charms. But as you can tell, probably one of my favorite characters or top girls is 02. I got about 4 prints of 02 when I was at MomoCon. The younger version, of course, I got one of her. And then these two. It's my top characters in terms of anime girls go Shiro from Deadman Wonderland. I have like custom artwork done of her. Absolutely beautiful. If you go on my Twitter, you'll definitely see it. Literally, I was in tears when I got it. It made me so happy because it was everything I wanted and everything I envisioned, and there's not much Shiro anything, so it really made me happy, and I'm going to get a huge print of that. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to get like a regular print like this size or kind of go for a wall scroll. I mean, it's my favorite character. I can't not get something elaborate and big. And then it's tied between Hollow from Spice and Wolf and 02. I'm trying to get 02 figures, but I don't quite know which ones I'm going to get. It's a tie between 02 Bunny version, 02 the not safe for work version, and then the 02 Schoolgirl. I'm kind of leaning towards Schoolgirl, but yeah, if you didn't know, because most of my channel is mainly on manga, I am a huge print lover, acrylic charm lover, and figure lover, so maybe if people actually like me kind of showing what I get, I'll bring it over, and then when I go to more anime conventions, I can always do videos on that. But have a good rest of the day, and I'll see you next video.